It all started on a Saturday when Anatoly Dyatlov signed off on a test that was supposed to prove a new efficiency module for RBMK reactors. April 26, 1986 began like any other night shift at Reactor 4 in the Chernobyl Nuclear Power Plant, north of Pripyat, Ukraine. The official record tells us there was a safety test, human error, and a reactor design that ran away. The version the public learned in hearings and IAEA reports is true, but incomplete. Hidden in a stack of classified memoranda in the Kyiv archives was a different line item, Iskra Array, a small factory-sealed device smuggled into the control room under a Ministry of Energy contract. It promised a marginal gain in output by coupling acoustic phonon drivers to the graphite moderator. In plain English, it tried to turn sound into neutrons. Anatoly Dyatlov and Aleksandr Akimov, alongside Leonid Toptunov and dozens of operators, were never told the full scope. The Iskra Array had a single white cable and a blistered serial plate. At 1:23 a.m., as operators throttled pumps and scrammed systems, the array was powered for a momentary calibration. The reactor's neutron flux obeyed the controls. Then it didn't. Instruments went nonlinear. Thermocouples read futures and pasts. Monitors registered a spike of activity far beyond any conventional chain reaction. A wash of coherent, resonant energy that physics manuals do not include. What followed was outwardly an explosion. Graphite ignited, a firestorm erupted, and the roof was torn open. But survivors and later investigators spoke of other phenomena. Clocks that stopped, then ran backward. Radiation readings that produced faint echoes hours later. A window in the turbine hall where light refracted into a shimmer of impossible angles. Anatoly Dyatlov would later insist he saw a corridor of the plant fold into itself for a fraction of a second, a memory dismissed at his trial as delirium from exposure. Valery Legasov, the inorganic chemist sent to head the investigative commission, kept a separate notebook. In it, he drew graphs not of decay curves, but of temporal anomalies. Micro-intervals where recorded gamma counts did not decay exponentially, but returned in pulses. An afterpulse, as he called it, echoing minutes to hours after the initial surge. Legasov wrote that these signals resembled interference patterns he had seen in lab work on coupled oscillators, amplified by the reactor core acting as a resonant cavity. Where the IAEA would later document fallout plumes and isotopic signatures, Legasov's private notes suggested a transient distortion of local causality. The Soviet bureaucracy buried the Iskra contract and labeled Legasov's more speculative pages as inadmissible physics. Yet the physical consequences persisted. In Pripyat, residents who were evacuated reported identical dreams. They saw their towns months and years ahead in ruins, hearing a child's voice calling across a frozen river. In the exclusion zone, geologists in the 1990s found pockets of vitrified soil with crystalline bubbles arranged in hexagonal lattices, formations not consistent with thermal melt alone. Isotopes that should have decayed were present in anomalous ratios, as if some process had replayed segments of nuclear interaction on repeat. Western scientists who later visited Chernobyl under constrained tours detected subtle timing irregularities in portable atomic clocks near Reactor 4. Instruments drifted by microseconds and then snapped back. The IAEA included appendices in later reports cataloging unexplained resonance artifacts near the core. Language that read like metaphor to the public, but like a warning to those who knew. A warning Legasov tried to sound before his death. The world remembers the images. Buses lined with huddled children in Pripyat, firefighters engulfed by orange glare, the sarcophagus that sealed Reactor 4. What most histories omit is the quiet line in a blacked-out file. The Iskra Array was recovered and shipped, piece by piece, to a secure facility near Moscow. engineers from 3 countries were quietly instructed to dissect its components. Their memos, later leaked, noted that the array's lattice bore engineered imperfections, purposeful asymmetries to seed coherence. The goal had been practical: more power. The side effect was theoretical: a window. Today, tourists walk the cracked streets of Pripyat with cameras and headphones. They photograph a rusting carousel and the library where milk cartons still sit on shelves. If they stand long enough before Reactor 4 and listen to the wind, some say they hear a thin, mechanical pulse beneath the sound, like a clockwork that skipped a beat decades ago and never entirely caught up. Scholars debate whether the Iskra Array changed the past or merely imprinted a complex pattern on the present. Whatever the truth, the catastrophe at Chernobyl became not only a lesson in reactor safety and governance, but a cautionary chapter in the history of invention. That the hunger for a small gain can risk opening doors physics never meant to be propped ajar.